Hi there, Jim here with Pre-Velo Bikes, and today I'm going to show you how to assemble an Alpha 1 and Alpha 2. Alright, so if you haven't already, go ahead and pull the bike out of the box and get everything unpackaged. Now, it also helps if you take the small parts box, open it up, and get the pedals and the tools ready. Okay? Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do is install the handlebar. Now, the handlebar system on this bike is unique and it makes it much easier to install. So the handlebar and stem are one piece. And then there's a special cap that holds down the bearings. This cap has a small nub on the front. That nub is going to mate with a hole in the front of the stem. So when you slide this down into place, just twist it until you see it drop all the way down, and that's going to line up the handlebar with the front wheel, so you don't have to worry about doing that. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and tighten up this top bolt. So right now it's sticking out, so I'm just going to drive it in by hand. Just a little bit easier for me to do it this way than to put a tool on it. Okay. And then get the multi-tool from your parts box and choose the 4mm hex key. It's going to be the only tool that fits that bolt. And this bolt doesn't need to be torqued down, it just needs to be tightened. So I'm going to leave the wrench like this, and then about 1/8 of a turn, once you hit it all the way down, about 1/8 of a turn is all you need to actually tighten it down. Okay. Now we want to tighten up the pinch bolts on the stem. So on the side there's these the two bolts. That third bolt that's down at the bottom, that's the bolt for that top cap. That bolt is already torqued down, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay. So I'm going to drive in the top two bolts. So starting with this one at the bottom, then move up to the top, get both those bolts driven all the way in. And then I'm going to take my multi-tool and put it in an L configuration. This makes it so that I can actually torque those bolts. So what I'm going to do is start with the wrench straight down, and I'm going to tighten this until the wrench is straight up. So I got 1/2 a turn out of the bolt, and now that bolt is to torque spec. And then move up to the top bolt and do the same thing. Okay, so that's it, the handlebar is installed. Now it's important to note that it's actually kind of difficult to mess this up, but it is possible. The rear brake, so the lever on the right here, this cable should go in a smooth path around the bike and into the frame, and the front brake cable should just be out in front in a smooth path. If when you unpacked it, if you twisted anything around and this is all jumbled up, it's going to put pressure on the brakes and basically make them very tight. It also will probably make them rub. It might make it difficult to install the handlebar. So when you slide it on, just make sure that the cables have that nice smooth path that you see here. Okay, that's it. Handlebars are installed, so we're ready to move on to the next step. All right, so now we're ready to install our pedals. So in the parts box, you're going to find your right and your left pedal. Now, there will be a little sticker on there. I already took the stickers off these, but it's really easy to tell which pedal is for the right and which pedal is for the left, because if you look at them, there's going to be the word Pre-Velo across the pedal. So if Pre-Velo is upside down, then you have the pedal on the wrong side. So when I'm looking at these right now, this is my right and this is my left. And that's important because left pedals are opposite threaded. So when you put it in the crank, if it's not tightening up, you'll soon understand you either have the wrong pedal or you're turning it in the wrong direction. But no matter what, you don't want to force this because you can damage the crank. Okay, so making sure this is my right pedal. I'm going to get the tool to install it, and in this case it's a 6mm hex key. So you can use the 6mm that's on the multi-tool, but the problem is this multi-tool is just not durable enough because pedals need to be so tight. So you'll notice that this will start to bend when you get the pedals as tight as they really need to be. So this really isn't an ideal tool for the job. So we use just this straight hex key, and what I'm going to do is get the pedal threaded in. And this wrench goes in from the back side of the pedal. That's because this pedal is so short, you can't put a wrench in the traditional spot. So if you're used to installing pedals, this is a little bit different. It goes in through the back side. So I'm going to get this into the crank here, move the hex key into the back side, and I'm just going to start threading that in. And this is the right pedal, so this one is righty-tighty. And this actually can come from the back. I need to turn this to the left. So you'll see, so if you turn it to the right like I did, it's not going to tighten. You need to turn it to the left, because everything is backwards since you're on the back side. Just going to thread that all the way in until it's snug, and it's all the way in. Now it needs to be tightened down. So I'm going to put the wrench, so if I'm going in like that, so I'm driving it into the pedal, I'm going to use the short side now so I have more handle. Get that into there. And then everything's really small on this bike, right? So it's hard to tighten down the pedal without everything moving. So what I do is get it at about a 45-degree angle, get the wrench lined up with it. And then if you notice, if you push the wheel, it pushes up against the crank and they kind of have a force against each other. So if you grab the wrench and grab the wheel, you can push them towards each other and it helps you get it nice and tight. All right, so that's it. Now the left pedal, this is a pedal that's opposite threaded. So instead of your traditional righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, this is going to be lefty-tighty. So again, wrench is going to go in from the back side. And since I'm going in from the back, this one I'm actually turning to the right. I know that can be confusing, but this one, basically just don't force it. If you're trying to turn it, you might have something wrong. So the pedals might be mixed up. You might be turning it in the wrong direction, but the left pedal is opposite thread, so lefty-tighty. I'm going in from the back, so it's to the right. I know, again, confusing. All right, so we're gonna get this same kind of thing. I'm gonna get it to where the crank is up at about a 45-degree angle. Get the wrench as lined up with the pedal as you can. And this is the same thing. So the tire pushes against the pressure of the crank. So I can do the same method to tighten down the pedal. And that's it. It's nice and tight. Pedals are installed. All right, so that's it. The bike is assembled. Now before you put a kit on the bike, you might need to adjust the seat height. So if it's an Alpha 1, it's going to come with 2 separate seat posts. And one seat post is longer. That's the post that's going to be in the bike already, and it's going to have a little stop. And then in this bike is actually the short post. So if you need to switch the post or raise it up or down, you just open up the lever, switch the post, or just get the post to the height that you need. And then just note on here is a minimum insertion mark. So if you have the post so high to where you can see that line, you need to drop the post down. If you're up here, you either are ready for the bigger seat post or to move on to the next size bike. If you have it up that high, it's dangerous. The post can break, the frame can break, and a kid can get hurt. And all bikes have that insertion, so you just want to make sure you pay attention to it, okay? So get the seat to the proper height, make sure it's lined up with the frame, and tighten down the lever. Now, if that lever is hard to close, you can loosen up the nut on the back side just by hand. You just turn it, and it will help you close the lever. But if it's too loose, the seat might twist. So this one here, so you can see that I can twist it. So I need to open that up and tighten down the little nub until I close it, and I can't move the seat anymore. It takes a lot of force to move the seat. Now you know it's tight enough, all right? And then this is really with any bike. Before you put your kit on it, you just want to give it a quick safety check. So make sure that there's air in the tires, brakes function as they should, and then again, just nothing is loose on the bike. Handlebars don't twist, seat doesn't twist, everything is nice and tight. All right, so once the bike's safe to ride, go ahead, go out for a ride with your little one, enjoy it. Thanks for choosing Provello. Take care.